today?
Well, I've been thinking about that, and I'm going to start with a little bit of a compliment to you, buddy.
That's twice this month, and I'll be careful.
I know, I'm going to break a record here pretty soon. But you used to be a pretty hot salesman in your day, didn't you?
Well, yes and no, Nolan, because I say no, I don't think I've ever sold anything to anybody.
Okay, I'm confused.
I don't know. Well, I've never sold anything, but I started relationships and people bought things from me.
I see where you're going with this, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't, people turn off to that aggression of sales and they think they have to, fight price and all of these things, but it's not about that. I think it's more about relationship and setting up the environment so the customer can feel comfortable to buy.
Well, you'd have a hard time convincing a bunch of travel agents out there that price is not the thing that everybody wants to talk about.
Right. Well, I understand what you're saying.
Well, think about it this way. When a customer calls you on the phone, and I don't care if you're selling travel or if you're selling tennis shoes, when you talk to a salesperson, the only reason that price comes up first is you don't have anything else to talk about yet. And it's not the customer's job to give you something else to talk about. It's your job to take the focus off the price and on the stuff that really matters. Because it's not a bargain if they end up hating what they bought, right?
Well, again, I'm going to jump in with a personal experience. As you know, I'm shopping, there, that word again.
Yeah.
I'm shopping for a boat trailer.
Yeah.
And I don't know boat trailers from the third base dugout. I mean, it's a boat trailer. There's a ball on the back of your car. You hang this thing on and you drive away. So if I looked at price only,
yep,
then I would be going down 95 to Florida, and I'd be fishtailing, and I would crack up in probably 40 miles because I never knew that you should have brakes on a trailer over 3,000 pounds.
No, I didn't know that either. How'd you find that out?
It's going to cost a lot more money to do that, but boy, I'm paying that money because it's the right thing to do.
And the only reason you found out about that, I'm guessing, is because the salesperson gave you that additional information. They went beyond the price. They didn't just say, well, Mike, you're going to get your cheapest trailer over here.
I said, how much is a trailer? And his comeback was, how heavy is your boat?
Wow. Now, I said, what you just did there, and I hope everybody's listening closely, that is consulting.
Right.
Consulting is all about asking questions. Selling is telling, but consulting is asking. Or as my grandma from Oklahoma used to say, honey, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth, and you should use them in those proportions.
Exactly.
Ask questions. It's the only way that you'll help get the customer to a place other than price, because again, when they first call you, that's all you have to talk about until you give them something else to talk about. They've been on the internet where they've looked at all that stuff, and as far as they're concerned, it all looks the same except for the price. You have to be the one to help take them to a different place, and you'll only get there by asking them some questions.
And Nolan, if I went and bought that cheap trailer, then I would be calling up the guy another time saying, how do you get a pontoon boat out of a tree?
And there's probably somebody that could sell you a service to do that, but it probably wouldn't be that guy.
because this guy asked, well, is there any hills from your garage to the lake?
No kidding.
How long is the travel? How long are you going? What's the width of the boat? He asked me about 10 questions, and then he said, okay, let me tell you the right boat for your job.
That reminds me of the golden rule of consulting. The golden rule of consulting. Never believe that a customer knows what they want, even if they do. You still ask those questions because you just might uncover something that they hadn't even considered that could change everything. Because it's not just about making a sale, it's about them being happy with what they bought, so they want to come back and buy from you again.
We don't know the game, so we don't know the questions to ask.
Oh, I know the questions to ask. At least I do in travel.
No, I mean as the consumer.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. The consumer. You're right. The consumer doesn't know all the relevant questions.
I think I know. I don't know.
Well, that's also a very good point. Remember that your customer does not do what you do for a living, and so the things that you take for granted, that's completely unknown to them in many cases. They only know what they see on those websites. You have to take them someplace else. It isn't the customer's job to know that stuff.
And that's why you can pay and feel good about and receive a fee.
There you go. That's what it's all about, man.
There it is. Hey, listen, I got to run. As always, great talking to you, Nolan.
Same here, Mike. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.